The masks we wear shield us from judgment, but they also block us from connection. True freedom lies in the courage to show the world who we really are. Hey guys, welcome back to the Leader's Realm podcast, where we learn to activate a beast mode mindset so we can become the best that we can actually become. I just want to start today off here, guys, real quick with a disclaimer. We've got some bad weather coming in, so if we hear a little bit of thunder in the background, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. And again, it's just one of these things. You step out of your comfort zone, you just make things happen, regardless of what's happening around you and regardless of the obstacles that get in your way. So I'm your host, Tony Cammarata, serial entrepreneur, certified Maxwell team member, business coach, personal mindset coach, sales trainer, and speaker. Today, we're going to dive deep into a subject that sits at the very heart of personal growth. The heart of personal growth, leadership, and meaningful relationships. And it's the art of living authentically. Whether you're a leader guiding a team, an entrepreneur building a business, or simply seeking a deeper connection with yourself and others, the concept of authenticity is not just relevant, it's essential. But what does it truly mean to be authentic? Well, in a world that's constantly pressuring us to conform, to fit in, and to wear masks that hide who we really are, our true selves, how do we peel back those layers and live in alignment with who we really are? What are the costs of hiding behind these masks? And what rewards await us when we dare to remove them? Well, in this episode, we're going to go on a little journey together, a journey that starts with understanding the masks that we wear, the consequences of hiding behind them, and finally, we're going to explore how we can take them off and how to reveal our true selves. This is more than just a conversation, guys. It's an invitation to examine your life, examine your choices, your relationships, and to ask yourself the very question, am I truly living as my authentic self? Am I leading from a place of integrity? Am I showing up in the world in a way that reflects my deepest values and truths? If you're ready to explore these questions and embark on this journey with me, then sit back, grab your coffee, and let's dive deep into the process of removing the masks that we wear and discovering the freedom and fulfillment that comes from living authentically. So I want to start out by exploring the origins of the masks that we wear. So from childhood, man, we get conditioned at an early age to behave in ways that earn us acceptance, approval, and love. This conditioning comes from all different sources: our families, schools, peer groups, and even just society around us. We learn subconsciously that behaviors are rewarded while others are discouraged or even punished. Over time, we develop patterns of behavior that are designed to help us navigate through all of these social landscapes. We create personas that align with what others expect of us. And these personas, they become the masks that we wear, just sealing off our authenticity and vulnerability. But these masks, they serve a purpose, especially in our formative years. So for example, as a child who's frequently criticized and teased, they might develop a mask of aloofness only to protect themselves from further hurt. A teenager who feels out of place might adopt the mask of a rebel just to fit in with his peer group. An adult in a competitive work environment might wear a mask of unwavering confidence, even when they're filled with self-doubt. While these masks can help us navigate difficult situations and protect us from immediate harm, they often come at a price. And over time, the lines between our true selves and the personas that we've created, they begin to blur. We start to lose touch with who we really are deep down inside. And the more and longer we wear these masks, the more it becomes ingrained in our identity, making it increasingly difficult to ever take them off. So now that we understand the origins of our masks, let's explore the different types of masks that people wear. Each mask serves a specific purpose and is often tied to a particular area of life. The professional mask is a mask that we wear in the workplace or in a professional setting. It's the mask that tells the world, I've got it together. I'm competent, I'm confident, and I'm in control. Behind this mask, however, we might be struggling with self-doubt, low self-esteem, low confidence, imposter syndrome, or the pressure to constantly perform. The professional mask can be especially difficult to remove because it's often tied to our livelihood, right? And our reputation. Next, we have the social mask. This is a big one. It's all about fitting in, whether it's with friends, family, or just a broader society. The social mask helps us conform to the expectations of those around us, those in our circle. We may act differently in different social circles, adjusting our behavior, our speech, even our opinions to align with the group. While this mask can help us feel accepted, it often leaves us feeling completely disconnected with our true self. Then we have the perfectionist. The perfectionist mask is worn by those who fear showing any sign of weakness whatsoever, or any imperfection that will lead to rejection or failure. This mask demands that we be flawless, always striving for the unattainable standards. The irony is that this mask often leads to complete burnout, anxiety, and no one can maintain this facade indefinitely. Next, we have the protector mask. It's often worn by those who have experienced trauma or deep emotional wounds. This mask creates a barrier between us and the world. It keeps others at a safe distance to avoid being hurt again. While this mask can provide a sense of safety, it also prevents us from forming meaningful connections. Each of these masks, guys, serves a different purpose, but they all share a common theme. They hide our true identity. They create a barrier between who we are and who we present to the world. And while these masks can protect us in the short term, often they become burdens in the long run. The problem with wearing masks is that they disconnect us from our true selves. When we hide behind the mask, we're not living in alignment with our values, our desires, and our authentic nature. This creates internal conflict, a sense of unease, dissatisfaction, and it just lingers beneath the surface, just eating away at us. We might find ourselves asking, who am I? What do I truly want? What am I doing here? What's my true purpose? These questions, they can be difficult to answer. When we spent years or even decades wearing the masks, the longer we wear the mask, the more difficult it becomes to take them off. We might fear that, if we reveal our true selves, we're going to be judged. We live in a world of judgment today. Rejected, or just simply misunderstood. We might worry that people won't like the real us, or that we won't be able to succeed without the mask. These fears are valid, but they also keep us trapped. And they keep us trapped in a cycle of inauthenticity. Over time, wearing masks can lead to a range of negative consequences, including mental health issues, strained relationships, even a lack of fulfillment in life. The good news is that we can break free from these masks, guys. We can reclaim our authentic selves. But first, we've got to understand the cost of hiding behind them. So I want to start by looking at the impact on mental health. When we consistently hide our true selves behind masks, it takes a toll on our mental health. The disconnect between who we are and who we pretend to be creates a cognitive dissonance that can manifest itself as anxiety, depression, and chronic stress. We expend so much energy, guys, maintaining the facade that it leaves us completely drained, exhausted, and emotionally depleted. Imagine living every day as if you're playing a role in a play that never ends. You're constantly on stage performing a version of yourself that isn't entirely true. This act requires continuous vigilance, monitoring what you say, how you behave, how you're perceived. Over time, this performance becomes completely exhausting, and the emotional toll can be significant. When we wear masks, we suppress our true emotions, suppress our desires, our needs. This suppression can lead to a buildup of unresolved feelings that eventually manifest itself as mental health issues. For example, someone wearing the professional mask, they might be ignored, they might need rest, leading to complete burnout. Someone wearing the social mask might suppress their true opinions, leading to a sense of isolation and loneliness. You ever feel like you've got an opinion on a certain matter, but you don't want to really share your opinion because you don't want to upset this friend or relative or coworker or boss or someone on your team, and you just hold it in? How's that feel, guys? You feel isolated, alone? See, the mental health impact of wearing a mask is often compounded by the fact that we disconnect ourselves from the true identity that God gave us. We may feel like complete imposters, constantly fearing that our true selves will be exposed and rejected. This fear of exposure can lead to chronic anxiety. We worry about being found out, judged for who we really are. How about the effect on relationships? Our relationships are deeply affected when we hide behind the masks. Authentic relationships are built on trust, honesty, and vulnerability, qualities that are difficult to cultivate when we're not being true to ourselves. When we wear masks, we create a barrier between ourselves and the people around us. And this keeps us from forming the deep, meaningful connections that we desire. So, for example, if you're wearing a social mask, you might find yourself that your relationships are completely superficial. People might like the version of you that you present, but they don't really like or know who you are. This can lead to feelings of loneliness, isolation, even when you're surrounded by people. You might start to wonder, do they like me? Do they like the mask I'm wearing? Even in romantic relationships, wearing masks can be especially damaging. True intimacy requires vulnerability, guys. The willingness to show up as who you are, with all your flaws and all of your scars. You see, when we hide behind the mask, we prevent our partners from seeing our true selves. And this ultimately creates a sense of distance in any relationship. Over time, the relationship might become strained as both partners feel completely disconnected from each other. Even in friendships, wearing masks can lead to complete misunderstandings and conflicts. When we're not honest about our feelings, honest about our desires, and honest about our boundaries, we create confusion and tension. Friends might feel hurt or betrayed when they realize that we haven't been truthful with them. Then there's the professional cost. In the professional world, wearing a mask can limit our success and our fulfillment. While the professional mask might help us navigate certain situations, it also prevents us from bringing our full selves to our work. Authenticity in the workplace is essential for building trust, fostering creativity, and leading effectively. Authentic leaders inspire trust and loyalty because they're genuine, transparent, and consistent. When we hide behind a mask, we might be perceived as inauthentic or disingenuous, which can erode the trust with colleagues, clients, teams. People want to work and follow leaders who are real, who show up as themselves, who are not afraid to be vulnerable. Wearing a mask in the workplace, it can stifle our creativity and our innovation. When we're focused on maintaining a facade, we're less likely to take the risks that we need to take, think outside the box, or pursue new ideas. We become more concerned with fitting in, meeting expectations, than exploring our true passions and talents. The professional cost of wearing a mask also extends to our sense of fulfillment and purpose. When we're not living authentically, we're less likely to feel satisfied with our work. Yes, we might achieve successes, but we'll feel completely empty inside. And I know this, guys. I know this because I've experienced this. I've lived with this. True fulfillment comes when you align your work with your values, your passions, and your strengths. Something that's impossible to do when we're hiding behind a mask. Now, the good news is we've got some steps. And the first step on this journey is to acknowledge the mask that you wear. Now, I've got to caution you because this is going to require deep, deep thought, introspection, and being honest with yourself. You've heard me say in the past, we've got to become brutally honest with ourselves. I challenge you, take the time to reflect on the different areas of your life, your work, relationships, social interactions. Ask yourself, where am I not being true to myself? What masks am I wearing and why? For many of us, this process of self-reflection, it can be completely uncomfortable. I know it is for me. It's not easy to admit that we've been hiding behind a facade. But this acknowledgement is crucial. It's the first step towards shedding the mask and reclaiming your true identity. Start by identifying the specific mask you wear. Maybe you've been wearing the professional mask at work, always presenting yourself as the confident one, the capable one, even when you're struggling. No, I got this. It's all good. I got it. Maybe you've been wearing a social mask with friends, always just going along with the group, even when it goes against your values. And that's the scary part. Or maybe you've been wearing the perfectionist mask, striving to appear completely flawless, even at the cost of your own well-being. Once you've identified the masks, dig deeper into the reasons behind them. What fears are driving you to wear these masks? Are you afraid of rejection? Is it failure? Or how about fear of judgment? Understanding the underlying fears are only going to help begin the process of letting go. You see, at the core of every mask is fear. The fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of being seen for who we truly are. These fears are powerful, and they often keep us trapped in a cycle of being inauthentic. But to remove the mask, we have to first confront these fears head on. And we've got to start by acknowledging what those fears are. What is it that you are afraid of? What are you afraid will happen if you remove the mask? Are you worried that people won't like the real you? Are you concerned that you won't be able to succeed without the mask? Write these fears down and examine them closely. Next, challenge these fears. Ask yourself, are these fears based on reality, or am I just exaggerating them? What evidence do I have to support these fears? So many times our fears are rooted in past experiences of social conditioning rather than a reality. I'm going to say that again. So many times our fears are rooted in past experiences or social conditioning rather than reality. By challenging these fears, we can start to loosen their grip. It's also important to understand that vulnerability is not a weakness. We live in a society today where if someone is vulnerable, they're weak. That is so far from the truth, guys. It's actually a strength. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to deeper connections, deeper personal growth, and true fulfillment. It's through vulnerability that we connect most deeply with others. And it's through vulnerability that we find the courage to be our authentic selves. Brene Brown, a leading researcher on vulnerability, says, vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. You see, embracing vulnerability is a key step on our journey. It means being willing to show up as you are, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's scary, guys. Embracing vulnerability doesn't mean you have to share everything with everyone. It's about being honest with yourself and being honest with those who matter. It's about showing up fully in your relationships, fully in your work and your life, without hiding behind that mask. Start by practicing vulnerability in small ways. Share your true thoughts and true feelings with a trusted friend or partner. Admit it when you don't have all the answers. It's okay. Admit when you're struggling. Allow yourself to be seen, flaws and all. As you practice vulnerability, you'll begin to build confidence in your ability to live authentically. As you embark on this journey, it's essential to develop self-compassion. Removing your mask is not easy, guys. It requires a lot of self-kindness. You need to be gentle with yourself, gentle as you navigate the entire process. Understand that it's okay to have worn a mask in the past. You're just protecting yourself in the best way you knew how. But now it's time, guys. It's time to let go and embrace your true self. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you were offered to a close friend or even a child. It means recognizing that everyone struggles and that you're not alone. You're not alone in this journey, guys. When you make mistakes or fall back into old patterns, practice forgiveness and remind yourself, this is a growth process. This is a journey to a better me. One powerful way to cultivate the self-compassion is through self-affirmation. Take time each day, guys, to affirm your worth and your value. Independent of your external achievements or approval of others, remind yourself that you are enough, just as you are. These affirmations can be helpful in reinforcing your commitment to living authentically. So let's get into some practical steps here to reveal your authentic self. Practice mindfulness, guys. Mindfulness is a powerful tool. It'll help you uncover who you really are. It allows you to observe your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors, all without judgment, giving you the insight into when and why you're wearing the mask. Through mindfulness, you need to become aware of the moments when you're feeling the need to put the facade on and start understanding what triggers this, what sets you off. As you practice mindfulness, you'll start to identify the patterns in your behavior. You might notice that you tend to wear a mask only in certain social situations, or that you put on the facade when you're feeling vulnerable to protect yourself. This awareness is the first step toward change. Once you're aware of the patterns, you can begin to challenge them and choose a different response. Setting boundaries is a crucial part of living authentically. Boundaries help protect your true self from external pressures and expectations. They allow you to say no to things that don't align with your values and yes to the things that do. When you set clear boundaries, you create a space where you can be yourself without compromising your integrity. Start by identifying the areas in your life where you need to set boundaries. Are there situations where you feel pressure to put your mask on? Are there relationships where you feel like you can't be your real self? Once you've identified these areas, think about what boundaries you need to establish to protect your authenticity. For example, you might need to set boundaries at work, only to ensure that you're not overcommitting yourself or taking on tasks that don't align with your values. In your personal life, you might need to set some boundaries with friends, family members, those who are putting pressure on you to conform to their expectations. This happens so much, guys. Stop allowing it. Setting these boundaries might feel completely uncomfortable at first, but it's completely essential for maintaining your authenticity. And it's something that we've got to strive for. Remember that boundaries are not about shutting people out. They're about creating a healthy space where you can thrive. When you set boundaries, you're honoring your true self and ensuring that your actions align with your values and your desires. Surround yourself with like-minded, supportive people. I've said this over and over again. The people who surround you play a huge role in your ability to live authentically. Supportive relationships are those where you feel accepted and valued for who you are and not the mask you wear. These are the people who encourage you, the people who show up, who love the true you that shows up, and the people who support you on your journey, no matter what. So I encourage you to take some time, guys, to just sit quietly, assess your current relationships. Are there people in your life who lift you up and encourage you to be yourself? Are there people who make you feel like you have to wear a mask? It's important, guys, to surround yourself with individuals who align with your values and who appreciate you for who you are, not just for the role that you play in their lives. I can't stress that enough. If you find that certain relationships are draining or toxic, it might be time. It might be time to reevaluate them. It doesn't necessarily mean ending the relationship, but it might mean that it's time to set new boundaries or shift the dynamic just to create a healthier, more authentic connection. To live authentically, you need to know who you are at your core. This requires a process of self-discovery, a journey of exploring your values, your passions, your strengths, and your desires. Not someone else's, yours. Engaging in self-discovery helps you stay connected to your true self, and ensures that your actions and decisions align with your authentic nature. First, reflect on things that truly matter to you. What are your core values? How are your decisions guided? Knowing your values allows you to make decisions that resonate with who you are and what you believe in. Next, explore your passions. What activities or pursuits bring you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose? Your passions are closely linked to your authentic self. They represent the things that make you feel alive, make you feel connected. When you engage in activities that align with your passions, you're more likely to feel authentic and fulfilled. We've got to recognize, guys, and embrace our strengths. This allows us to contribute to the world in a way that feels completely natural to us. It helps us build confidence in our ability to live authentically as we begin to see the value that we bring to others. Finally, we have to consider our desires and aspirations. What do you want to achieve in your life? What dreams do you hold for your future? Your desires are a direct reflection of your deepest longings and motivations. By honoring these desires, you allow yourself to live in alignment with your authentic self. Self-discovery is not a one-time event, but it's an ongoing process. As we grow and evolve, our values, passions, strengths, and desires may change, guys. And that's a chance we have to take to dig deep and get back in touch with our real selves. Constantly checking in with yourself. It ensures that we stay connected to our true self and we're able to continue to live life authentically. A couple of ways of doing that are journaling and meditation. They're valuable tools in the process. It helps us stay in touch with our inner self, and it allows us to guide our journey. Now, living authentically in a world that often encourages conformity is not an easy task. This takes a lot of courage, guys. It takes courage, vulnerability, and a deep, deep commitment to honoring your true self. But the rewards, guys, are incredible. Think greater fulfillment, deeper connections, and a life that feels genuinely aligned with who you really are. The journey to removing your mask and revealing your authentic self is really personal, but it's seriously transformative. It begins with you acknowledging the mask that you wear, and understanding the fears that drive them. It continues with the practice of vulnerability, the cultivation of self-compassion, and the establishment of boundaries that protect your authenticity. Along the way, you're going to discover the power of mindfulness, the importance of supportive relationships, and the joy of living in alignment with your true nature. Remember, the masks that we've worn in the past were only tools for survival, ways to navigate in a world that often demands conformity. We don't have to hide behind them anymore, guys. We don't. And you know what? If the people that you're hanging around today don't like the real you, it's okay. Set the boundaries anyway, because God will put people in your lives that value you. And that's what matters. You have the strength, you have the courage, and you have the wisdom, guys, to step up into your authentic self and live a life that reflects who you really are, your true values, your true passions, and your strengths. As I wrap up this week and you start moving forward, I challenge you. I challenge you to embrace the process of self-discovery with curiosity. And here's a key: compassion for yourself. Allow yourself the freedom to evolve, to grow, and to redefine what authenticity means to you. The more you uncover, the more you embrace your true self, the more you're going to find that living authentically is not just a choice. It's a way of being that brings you closer to the life you've always desired. So take off that mask, guys. Let the world see the real you. Trust that your authenticity is the greatest strength, and know that by living authentically, you not only transform your own life, but you will also inspire others to do the same. Just want to thank you guys again for joining me on this journey today. This was a tough one for me. I think back, and even in recent months, it's not an easy thing to do. But I challenge you guys. Start taking this journey. Start taking this journey, and you'll be amazed at the things that will happen, the blessings that will be poured into your life, the people that you will meet that align with your true values. So I hope you found this episode valuable, guys. Please take a moment, share it with others. Leave me a review, send me a note. I love getting notes from you. So until next week, guys, this is Tony Cammarata. And remember, stay fast, stay fluid, stay flexible. Be the absolute best that you can be, because your best is yet to come.